Welcome back to another wild and crazy episode of Q Points Podcast. I am DJ Sir Daniel.
And my name is J. Ray, sometimes known by my government as Johnny Ray Cornegay the Third. What's happening, folks?
You heard me correctly. This is Q Points Podcast, dropping the needle on Black music history. J. Ray, are you having a holly jolly Christmas time already?
You know what I am? You see this green and red behind me? I'm feeling it's very festive up in these parts. And actually today we had snow. So it is feeling like winter. Which is something. But snow up here is different. Like it's like, oh, it's going to snow. It might not stick. People don't make it a thing. So the day didn't stop. It just, was kind of snowy.
Kept going.
How about you? How you feeling?
I'm feeling wonderful. I'm super glad because we've had nothing but sunshine this past week. It's been, it's still brick outside. It's still cold, but we've had sunshine because over the weekend it was so wet and so dreary that, already being that the sun goes away at 4:00, that compounded with the dreary weather just made me want to crawl under the bed and, just call it a day by noon.
Yeah.
But this week has been really bright and effervescent. So I'm feeling really good about everything about this show, about this episode that we're about to have. Because listener, we're going to really put it down and say who is truly running things when it comes to Christmas music. Who's really in charge of the girls around here when it comes to Christmas music?
We're going to be looking at this article that Essence did, which was called The Best Black Christmas Albums of All Time Ranked. So we're going to talk about this. I'm going to put it in the chat just so y'all can have it up. But I have thoughts about this as we go through it.
Okay. We did like a blind, a fun social media kind of post not too long ago where we asked people to rank or tell us their favorites out of these particular songs that we had posted on our Q Point social media. And, quite a few people were really into TLC's Sleigh Ride, but we were reminded that we did not include the Emotions, What Do the Lonely Do at Christmas. And, quite frankly, that is, I'm single, my friends are single, so that's one of them songs that really does kind of hit home during the holidays. While everybody's out there wang-dang doodling and having a great time under the mistletoe with their partners and whatnot. Christmas, like we said before, the holidays can be a sticky kind of time for some people.
Yeah.
And that's not what we're here to do. We're here to make this a fun time for everybody and just discuss what this Christmas music really means to us, especially in the Black community, because we have, we've had our own versions of several songs that have become chart toppers and are Christmas staples now. So we're going to get into that. But before we do all of that, J. Ray, please remind the people what it takes to make sure that you are on the nice list. Okay? With
not the naughty list.
Podcast. Not the naughty list. Well, I don't know. Some of y'all
it depends on what y'all into. I mean,
exactly. So, we'll let them decide which list they want to be on. But if you just want to be on our list, let them know how they can do that.
Yes. So first and foremost, y'all are doing the main thing that you need to do in this instance, and that is listening or watching wherever you are. So if you are hearing our voices or seeing our faces, hello, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. And if they have a notification bell, hit that so that you can get notified anytime Q Points has a show. If you are listening to us on any podcast platform, what's really dope is your favorite platform will send you an update the moment that Q Points launches a show. And that's super dope. So that's so free. In fact, all the things except for like one thing that I'm going to mention right now are like free things you can do. So the next thing you can do is you can join our newsletter. So we got a couple of things going on, right? So we got some new stuff that we launched this week, which is super like, yo, we got to big this. I'm going to big this up. 65% of the people that we sent our Q Points Insider newsletter, opened the newsletter, read the newsletter. That's cool. You know what I mean?
That's a big deal. That's major.
It's a major deal. And so we have our Q Points Insider newsletter, which allows you to go behind the scenes with Q Points. In that newsletter this week, we went behind the scenes. So me and Sir Daniel had some additional conversation after our Soul Food Live. That podcast will be out next Tuesday. But we had some additional conversation that we threw into the newsletter so you could see what we talked about kind of behind the scenes. So you get stuff like that in there. And you also get kind of a breakdown of all things Q Points. So that's a great place to be. The other great place to be is on our blog, which is magazine.qpoints.com. And it gives you an opportunity. We also do some interesting blog posts. We have articles there. We have all types of stuff, and you can get Q Points delivered to your inbox every single solitary time we drop a show. It is easy. We make it so easy for you. All of that's free. And the very last thing that you can do, you can shop our store at store.qpoints.com. You can buy yourself some merch and stuff. We're going to have new merch next year that we're already gearing up for. And that's a great way to support your boys and support the show.
I love everything about what you just said. So you heard the man do what J. Ray says. Get on the nice list or the naughty list, depending on what you're into. So we're also going to start discussing Christmas music and the Black community, and how Black people see themselves in the canon of Christmas music. Yeah. Because, for all intents and purposes, Mariah Carey is the cult queen of Christmas music. I mean, and actually it's not even a cult queen. Popular opinion is that she is the queen of Christmas music. And I don't doubt those claims because it's fun to us. When November 24th, the 23rd, whatever the last Thursday of November is, Thanksgiving, when that hits, we automatically start seeing signs that Mariah Carey's coming. No, I think even before that. I think they started in September, a countdown so she's coming and she's unthawing. And I think that's fun. I think it's fun. I think it's funny. It gives us something to look forward to because, if anybody's going to be called the queen of Christmas, why not Mariah Carey? Because there's a campiness to Mariah that lends herself to that title and her festiveness. So I'm not mad at it. But the question remains, is still out there, is who really runs Christmas each and every year? And so we wanted to talk about it this time around, J. Ray.
Yeah. The reason why I love this question too is we have become accustomed in, I think, our social media moment of the great Mariah Carey marketing machine of how important, and let's not get it twisted.
Nope.
All I Want for Christmas Is You is probably the biggest Christmas song ever released. I don't know that to be true, but I can't imagine that it's not. If not, it's not within the one or the two, right? The point I'm making is I think it's worth exploring, to that earlier point, why Black folks and Christmas music, it's a whole different, we do a whole different thing with Christmas music. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the country white kids do. I don't know what the rock and roll kids do. We talk about Black music over here. And what
Right.
I know, especially getting ready for this show, I discovered why so many of these records worked. And I'm excited to talk about that. But Sir Daniel, you got into, so you listened to the Brandy record. So the newest one from kind of
Yeah.
an R&B mainstay. Brandy released a Christmas album this year. And you checked the record out. I actually went and checked the record out too, and I heard exactly what you heard.
Yeah. It's so much to the pleasure of a lot of Brandy fans. Brandy has finally released a Christmas album, and it was well worth the wait.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Brandy it was able to translate R&B um her R&B how should I put this? Her R&B vocals, her R&B
Mm-hmm.
styling and flavor into a Christmas album,
Mm-hmm.
because Christmas albums can be a little kitschy, can be a little,
Mm-hmm.
have the tendency to be corny to
Yeah.
some people. But what she did is she took some classics, but she also made some new music to give it a very silky, a very sensuous,
Mm-hmm.
a Christmas moment. Christmas Party for Two, as Wani is referring to in the chat, is what you think it's about.
Right.
It's about being booed up at Christmas time, and it doesn't have any of the lyrical trappings of a traditional Christmas song, but it's well put together. It's so I'm able to play a couple of the tracks during my set at Rocksteady on Sunday evenings, because I keep it kind of mellow, but I also stay up with the times. And if there's a holiday like Christmas, I reflect that it's Christmas. There's a lot of really funky Christmas music that has come out. And Brandy has delivered an album that gives you that. It gives you the soft and sultry, but then there's also, some up tempo, mid tempos that you can groove to while you're shopping or while you're eating. Robert Glasper's Christmas album.
It's a hot
Oh
record.
my God, that's a hot record. Like it's jazzy, it's it's all of that, but it's gonna give you a funky snare. It's gonna give you there's some hip hop sensibility to it. So we've got some new contenders for Christmas music. We've got people that are forward thinking with Christmas music. And it's people are, oh, here we go with Mariah Carey again. No, we've got options. There are things that are coming out and they're really dope.
Yeah, and I think this, one of the reasons why I believe that Christmas records matter is I think it gives artists an opportunity to interpret things that we think we know in their own way, right? Because it's interesting, and when we get into the I discovered something when I went through the Essence list that I had not realized until I went through the list.
Mhm.
But just all the different renditions of songs that we get to hear. So, interestingly enough, I resonated most on the Brandy album with her interpretations of the classics. That jazzy, the Christmas song goes so hard. I was like,
Yep.
this is perfect. It was jazzy. It was everything that I expected it to be. Of course, they were definitely playing with the fact that, Brandy loves a run. All
Mhm.
of that was gorgeous to me. And so, one of the things, and it was listening to this record, I was like, you know what I like about Christmas albums is just what they do. Like, everybody has to do the Christmas song differently. When I think of Christmas music, I immediately go to Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song. Like,
For
that's
sure.
the starting point. But now we have a Brandy version. And now I can say I can listen to the Nat King Cole version and throw on the Brandy joint and get two totally different things. Mark is in the chat speaking to my soul because Vanessa Williams, What Child Is This? I know I've said that on a past Christmas
Yeah,
show,
yeah.
is one of my favorite Christmas songs ever. That
Yeah,
jazzy interpretation, I love that.
I love beatnik Vanessa Williams.
Yeah.
Doing a doing a Patsy Cline kind of finger snap.
Yeah.
What child is this? It's cool. It's so cool because, and that's what the holidays are for. I think more than anything, when we get to the end of the year, it's a time to reflect and a time to wind down, to power down just a little bit. And this music helps us do that.
Mhm.
It's programmed to help you to reminisce. It's programmed to help you want to bond with family or chosen family, whatever. And it does that. And so memories, a lot of us attach different memories to this holiday, and some of them depend, they're not always the same for everybody else. So it's a great thing that we have all these different renditions of the classics, so that it helps the classics live on. It breathes new life into them. I also think it's a wonderful opportunity for artists to be able to, one, gain some notoriety,
Mhm.
especially if you're not necessarily known for recording standards.
Yep.
It allows you, it opens you up to a whole new audience, and it allows you to be put into a rotation that is guaranteed to come around every year. I don't understand why more people haven't taken a page out of Mariah Carey's
Yep.
book and created a holiday album, for the simple fact we all know, in capitalist United States of America, we are going to capitalize on Christmas, the Christmas season, and that's always going to be a mainstay that can always be brought up, and you can always make some more money off of it. You can do Christmas performances and get paid off
Yes.
of it. Mariah Carey brings home over $3 million every year just on that song. All
Yeah.
I Want for You Is Christmas, just on that song. and
Yeah.
that and that's through licensing, performances, streaming, all of that good stuff. Hard copies are still being sold of it. So I think, for the sake of Black artists and helping to get Black artists paid, I think it's a wonderful thing to inject their flavor into the holiday music, and to rethink the holiday music that we have and give it some new life. You know, that's we can go on into another conversation about Black artists recording standards,
Mhm.
as far as Black music standards. Like, there's so many classic songs now that they have to be done well,
Yeah.
but I think we should not necessarily sample them, but the
Mhm.
right artist needs to start re-recording these songs, because they are part of our lives. They're part of our history. And so, yeah, that's just my
Mhm.
thoughts on Black music in Christmas time.
No, I absolutely agree. I think that um and this is an underutilized tool, I think, in hip hop as well,
Hmm.
in the recording of, or the re-recording of songs, right? Um Everyone is rushing to create kind of the new thing, and we want the new thing too. We want to know what people are doing and da 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 da. But there are some songs that are out there that can be redone. You know what I'm saying? And the question is, what what artist from Queens right now could be doing a cover of Run DMC's, Christmas in Hollis, right?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just being more creative in that respect. But going back to your point too about making Christmas albums, right? This was the first year that I noticed this. This probably happens every year, but I have a local convenience store that I hit up pretty much daily because I got to grab something. I want to grab some bottle of water or something like that, and I noticed that they were playing Christmas music like before Thanksgiving constantly. And in fact, I'm noticing that in terrestrial radio too, where they're playing a lot more Christmas music in regular rotation this season. And you listen, you write you a good Christmas tune, you're going to be making money from that song every year because guess what? All of these satellite radio stations, all of these stores are just throwing all the Christmas songs into a mix. You're going to get a check.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, it doesn't have to be what you consider corny
Mm-hmm.
or traditional. Make the new Christmas classic.
Yep.
That's what I really believe that's what Brandy has done, and what Robert Glasper is doing is making new Christmas classics by putting their own spin on it and putting their own flavor on it. So yes to everything that J. Ray
Oh,
just said.
real quick question, and I don't know the answer to this because I grew up in a Christian household, so I'm only familiar with Christmas music and some other holiday music, but mostly Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if this is also an opportunity for artists to bring in other holidays and having albums around that. So if there are artists who are, Muslim artists, what are opportunities to have songs that celebrate, Ramadan and all of these? There are so many other holidays, and time periods out there. This is really, it's untapped and it's an opportunity to inform,
Mm-hmm.
spread information, you know what I mean? But also really kind of insert yourself into the canon of that holiday because people are always going to go back for that music. So I don't know what else is out there, but it's making me want to look because I'm curious to know what are other folks doing for their holidays because we should be doing records.
That's a great question. Again, I think, a lot of people do feel like Christmas was created as a means for, for Madison Avenue to make more money.
Of
And
course.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, yeah, you're
Mm-hmm.
absolutely correct. But I think we can still create magic around it and still create some warm feelings, create some community blankets of music to surround ourselves with when, during this time of year, because we've taken it on as a family and a time to show love moment. And
Yeah.
I think we can continue that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
But and and it just makes you wonder, well, not even wonder, we know why Black Christmas songs are so popular, historically popular. But I just want to hear you say out loud, J. Ray, why do you think that specifically Black Christmas songs are wildly popular?
Mm-hmm. I think it's because we set the standards already. I think, you know, it is, especially in American culture, right? American culture is Black culture. Whatever's popular in Black folks, mainstream culture is trying to copy it,
Mm-hmm.
commodify it, and sell it back to us. And so that's one of the reasons. And I also think in preparing for this show, I was surprised at the diversity of sounds of Black music, and the way we've interpreted Christmas classics. Um, Listening to the Temptations' super funky versions of like holiday classics was like, oh, that's really interesting. I get why this worked because it's a time capsule. So when you listen to when we listen to Brandy's Christmas record 15, 20 years from now, we're going to know how music in 2023 was sounding. It's like a time capsule of that moment with a little bit of classic flavor, but you're going to get all these other things. So that's why I think Black Christmas records are really popular. What about you?
I kind of alluded to it earlier. We just put a different kind of sauce on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like who who else but Tony Braxton can make a song like Santa Please? It's
Mm-hmm.
called Santa Please, but the way that Tony Braxton is singing it, she ain't singing about Santa Claus.
Of course not.
She's singing about that man. And it still gives you the holiday feels, but it's definitely Santa Please bring that man home to me so he could take me down type of moment. And we have such a creative and beautiful way of expressing some very human, very universal feelings, but in a spectacular way. Just a very spectacular and funky way. Like I don't know, you just can't put a name on it. It's just that thing, that stank, that funk. It's just a very intangible but very tangible feeling that when we pick up something, when we take a song, we say, you know what, we're gonna revamp this
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
make it ours. And
Yeah.
because we gotta, you know, other people will, gonna give a clap. But here we come,
Right.
we're gonna bring a double clap to it
Yeah.
because we just wanna, we wanna liven things up. It's just in our DNA to be jovial, to be to be festive, and to just want to move.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, we're automatically going to put things on it. And like you said, being that we are the tastemakers and we set the pace, it's like whatever we're doing and everybody, it catches on. It just becomes popular. It just becomes the mainstream at some point.
Yep. Yeah. Um. So there's a Essence magazine, as we've alluded
Mhm.
to. We put it in the chat. Essence did uh, a countdown or a ranking
Mhm.
for their top 10 Christmas albums by Black artists. So I think what I could do is I can read the top 10 to see what they
Sure.
said. And I do have a couple of notes that I found interesting as I went back into this. But at number 10 was The Drifters with Bill Pinkney, and that was Christmas with the Drifters. Now, what was really interesting about this record is I couldn't listen to it because apparently it's out of print. It's not
Oh
available on
wow.
streaming. Now, the Drifters do have Christmas songs on streaming, but it's not this record. This record was done in 1954. The stuff I was listening to was way newer than that. So I didn't get a chance to listen to this, and I wanted to. Um,
Hmm.
Number 9, they have Destiny's Children, you know.
Because
Be,
Christmas
yeah,
is for the children.
Christmas is for the children.
It's for the
That
children.
is, you know what I mean? Michelle, Kelly, and Beyonce, that version. So it's
Now,
DC3.
Jerry,
Hmm?
tell the truth. You had never even heard this
No.
album until we discussed it during our meeting.
And I now have heard it, so we might as well talk about this now. I did not enjoy this. I did
Ooh,
not. I
uh-oh.
did not. I didn't. And it's possible. Here's what I figured out. This record is what made me figure it out. I appreciate some adherence to tradition in my Christmas music in some way, shape, or form. 8 Days of Christmas by Destiny's Child sounds like 2001
Mhm.
Destiny's Child's
Yes, very
songs.
a lot of Rodney Jerkins-ish,
Yeah. And
Shakespeare-ish.
right. So I was like, I'm not into this. I can see why people were into. So it passed me by in 2001. Like I was clearly not the market for this record because I had not heard it until getting ready for this show.
It definitely is it's definitely a Destiny's Child fan favorite. Like if you are a Destiny's Child fan, that's definitely part of your Destiny's Child repertoire and folklore. And you're gonna dig it up. It's gonna be a classic to a Destiny's Child fan. So I'm not mad at it, but yes, it does sound a little dated.
Mhm.
It does.
Yeah. At number 8, they list Luther Vandross, the classic Christmas album. But what's really interesting about this is the classic Christmas album was actually a reissue. So it is, and the classic Christmas album does actually include some other tracks. But listen, Luther's version of My Favorite Things goes. It's Luther knows. I mean, it's Luther. Like, his voice is made for this.
And he's always gonna make a song a standard or a remake. He's always gonna make it his own.
Yeah.
And I think it becomes his own song after he touches it.
Yep. And then, of course, every year, every Christmas is on this. It's just good. It's just good. That's a great holiday album. And for me, it was one of my, when I was old enough to be in the Christmas records, the Luther record was one. Number 7, they have Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song. You don't get more classic than Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song. Listen, when that song comes on, when I think of Christmas, that song is the first song that I think of. My dad, it was something about that song that would show up at very specific times during the holiday in my house. But he had the record. That cover was tattered, so because he had it since he was a kid. And he had that record, and he would pop on that Nat King Cole, and it filled the house during the holidays.
Yeah. It just makes you feel good. It does transcend and transports. None of us were born in the 60s or 50s. But for whatever reason, when we hear this music, we can kind of feel that gentleness that genteelness that was part of the makeup.
Yes.
Of the Black community towards each other.
Yeah.
So I love that for us. I love how we can revisit that feeling through that song, through that album.
This is They Reminisce Over You. I'm Miguel.
And I'm Christina.
They Reminisce Over You is a podcast that celebrates and honors the best in music, movies, and TV from the past.
We get into the careers and legacies of some of the biggest names in hip-hop, R&B, and pop culture. From discussing the groundbreaking music of Missy Elliott and Mary J. Blige,
to exploring iconic moments in TV and film like the chaos at the 95 Source Awards. They Reminisce Over You has something for everyone.
So join us as we reminisce over the artists, movies, and TV shows that have shaped our lives and continue to influence popular culture today.
That brings up something, Sir Daniel, I think with each of these albums, this is when we talk about like connection to our parents, to people that we that are generations older than us. We can play records like Nat King Cole's, the Christmas Song, and be like, we can all listen to that. You know what I'm saying? It's a uniter. You know what I mean? In terms of I see Tony in the chat. Speak for yourself on that 60s thing, right? It's a uniter. And I think Christmas music, probably to your point, I love that point of just it having the ability to help us to see what life was like then.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's dope.
Yeah, and sending love to Carlton, who just joined us in the chat. Hey there, Carlton. Has been and sending love, Carlton. We see on the passing of 2 of your family members. So make sure that we send love to Carlton. Carlton, one of our day ones, is not only packing but dealing with the passing of 2 family members. So from Q Points to you, bro, we want to send you some love.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what we're talking about. The reason why this music is so important, because the holidays aren't always, fun times for everybody. There's people that are dealing with a lot of different emotions, and music is a way to combat, to connect, to call up those memories of better times. Just so number 6 on the list is 1993. That 1993 was a very special year for me. I graduated high school in 1993. Stop trying to do the math and figure out how old I am. But this number 6, this Boys to Men Christmas Interpretation album was very important, and I think really solidified them. They were already solidified, solid group. But I think it really put them in like that Mount Rushmore of male singing groups forever, and they are a part of the Christmas classic canon now of music that we have.
Oh yeah, like Let It Snow was just a dope joint. It reminded me of Take 6, I remember at the time, and I just love that song. So interestingly enough, this is another one. Christmas Interpretations, as it existed, isn't available on streaming. There's like new versions of that album. So yeah, that was interesting to me. But yeah, so that was surprising. But to that point, we're still in 93 with the next one. This was important for a lot of reasons.
A game changer.
Yeah. So a LaFace Family Christmas. Of course, we got the iconic TLC Sleigh Ride from this record. TLC at the time, they had come off of Ooh on the TLC tip and did a very solid Christmas song, which goes. That was the one I picked out of our list. This sleigh ride win was that the winner? What do we remember which one won?
I don't know if it was. There wasn't like a poll, a winner, per se, but there was a lot of people who brought it up as one of their favorites.
Okay.
So yeah, for sure.
Cool beans. And one of the most important things is, of course, we got our first Outkast song from this. Yeah, leading into Southern Playalistic hadn't come out yet, and we got Players Ball, which, as we've talked about before, is a Christmas song.
It is a Christmas song, y'all. A lot of people glaze over that, and they're like, "Wait, it is a Christmas song, isn't it?" Yes, it is.
It is. Now, this one is, of course, a very popular album too. So the Jackson 5's Christmas album. Santa Claus is coming to town. We hear that ad nauseum this time of year. With Lil Michael Jackson, Santa Claus is... Listen, all day I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, the same thing. But that Give Love on Christmas Day, yes.
And people love hearing kids that can sing, that can actually sing. And again, I think Michael Jackson as a child, his voice lent to that feeling that people had. And Christmas, everybody thinks about children during Christmas time. So yeah, so that album wins all the time. All those renditions, it always wins.
Yep. Number 3, this is another one that I had to so we're going to talk, Carlton, stay tuned. We're going to talk about Alexander O'Neal in a second. Number 3 on this list was Stevie Wonder's Someday at Christmas, which the song, obviously I knew, but I didn't know it was a full album because it's been out of print for a long time. And I love Someday at Christmas. It's another one that I hear ad nauseum every year. It's a classic Stevie Wonder song, but the rest of the album includes a bunch of Christmas classics on it. I found it on YouTube.
Someday at Christmas is hitting harder this Christmas time in 2023 for sure, because lyrically, like Stevie Wonder, the visionary that he is, was talking about things that are still going on around the world. Someday at Christmas, maybe one day boys will put down their guns, and I mean, it's still going on to this day. So yeah, I think that song is going to hit a little different this Christmas time for sure.
Yeah, we have to definitely send love to the writers of Someday at Christmas. Thank you for mentioning that, because I looked that up. One, this album was produced by Henry Cosby, who of course was working at Motown. So at this point in Stevie's career, he was still, a young tyke. But this one was written by Ron Miller and Brian Wells. So definitely want to send them some love. Ron Miller also wrote For Once in My Life, which is also another classic Stevie Wonder joint. So, yeah. So number 2, here's the surprise, by the way. Number 2 they have is the Temptations Christmas Card. This surprised the heck out of me, and I'm going to tell you why. I did not know that the Temptations had 2 Christmas albums. It's not surprising,
okay.
But I didn't know. The Christmas Card is their kind of 70s funky Christmas album. So this version of Silent Night is not the version that people are always talking about. That version was on their 1980 Christmas album.
Oh, so they didn't In My Mind until 1980.
Until 1980. So this is a total, I was really surprised because I had not been familiar with this one. My dad played the 1980s record, the 1980 record a lot. So I didn't know about this album. So I was listening to this record like, what songs is these? Like, I don't know these renditions. But here's the dope part. The dope part is you have a singular group, of course, with different members by 1980, who did 2 completely different, equally dope versions of Silent Night. The 1970 version and the 1980 version are completely different arrangements, both iconic. And I'm like, this is the same group doing it. The breadth of what can be done with Christmas music is only limited by the imagination of the producer.
Now that was a mic drop moment. That's a quotable. But J-Ray, we're at number 1. I mean, it's really a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer, but I have thoughts. So the number 1 obviously is Mariah Carey's Merry Christmas from 1994. I mean, we know this record. It has All I Want for Christmas Is You and a bunch, and Joy to the World. You know what I mean? She's, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's Mariah and Kelly Price and them, and Toys, what's his name? Trey Lorenz, all of them kids.
Yeah.
Singing their faces off. Singing, okay? Here's my thing. I mean, this record is fine. I don't mind. I still, this is a good Christmas. It's a Christmas standard record at this point. It's right up there with Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song and all of that. The last question on our list is, who do we think really rules Christmas?
I think we could easily say that The Preacher's Wife soundtrack is up there, is an amazing catalog of great Christmas music, especially if you love a choir. If you love choirs, I mean, if you really love hearing a choir go in on a Christmas song, and of course, Whitney Houston she's Whitney Houston, for God's sake, is singing her face off on these. When she says joy to the world, you feel that. You feel it. And there's something about a gospel rendition of a song, a gospel, the way that a lot of gospel directors will work a song and just make it different is something to be marveled and something to behold and to admire and to respectfully put on these lists. So that would have been one. We've talked about some of our favorites. That Alexander O'Neal record that sounds like
off.
Sounds like a Herb Albert. Sounds like
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on the production. That
sounds like a Herb Albert record, but I
yeah.
love it. It's funky. It's funky as hell. There's
Donny
that.
Hathaway, people are mentioning.
Donny Hathaway, yeah.
You know, this this Christmas is the Black Christmas anthem.
And hold up. We need to show some respect. We need to show some respect to Quad City Boys, 69 Boys, and K-Knock. Because what you going, I'm sorry, but Christmas, I know it's Christmas in Atlanta when V103, Kiss 104, all of the Hot 97, all those radio stations start playing what you going to get that boy for Christmas. It's literally, it's a classic now. It is a classic. It is a staple. And I think it needs to be respected as such, and is up there with Mariah Carey and Michael Jackson and all those people that deliver great Christmas music. It's fun. Like, you really want to turn up the Christmas office party? Throw that on. And if you really want to get to it, J. Ray, you know where I'm going with this.
I know exactly. I thought you was going there first, but it's true.
Listen, Kaya's rendition of Santa Baby slaps. It still slaps to me. I'm sorry. We all have feelings about Kaya, and like I said, we're gonna do an episode on Kaya.
Yes.
But Kaya's Santa Baby slaps. Jolly old Saint Nick. You cannot help but bounce to it. There's so many. RuPaul has some really great Christmas songs as well. RuPaul, and he's teamed up with Big Frida. There's a lot of great Christmas songs out there that are danceable that I think a lot of us haven't paid attention to it because it's really campy. But some of them is really substantial and very good. But we've been going on and on and on. And I think we really do need to wrap it up soon.
I know, right?
Because we can, you know how we get.
I know, it's like, and I love what everybody is doing in the chat. I think what has now surfaced for me is that the reality is, I think who really rules Christmas is just like Black artists. Like, there's not one person. It's just like, we gonna give you a Christmas bop. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's from Alexander O'Neal or Mariah Carey or Quad City DJs, we're going to give you something that helps to bring some joy and a smile to people's faces during this holiday. And while I was completely interested in like, who is it? It's not one artist.
No. This family is a fist. This family is a fist. This music family is a fist. Make sure you check out that Soul Food episode. Nah, but for real, this has been a really, as always, we have these great discussions. And you know, people get tired of talking about Christmas music after a while, but we have to talk about it because we're seen. We are seen and we are heard in these songs in this country that we have completely taken the culture over.
Right. Built from the ground up.
From the ground up. And before we close out, I want to take a quick moment to congratulate our friend to the show, an artist, Medino Green, on his new critically acclaimed album. He had been cooking for a very long time. And the album Macadocious came out the other night. If you haven't checked it out, I don't care who you are, or what kind of rap music you're into. This is a solid and very well put together album. He put a lot of heart into it. He was very vulnerable on it. It is definitely a throwback for us, for us hip hop purists. It's definitely a throwback to that. But there's also something on there for the people that like to throw ass and that are hood rap, like to have a hood rap moment on there as well. Standout tracks to me have already Cookies and Cream. Me So Horny is a luxurious track. I know the title is throwing you off, but it is so luxurious and fun. You'll get into it. And Be Cool. Those are my 3 standout tracks. I just wanted to show Medino some love real quick and just let him know. So congratulations on the album. You did your big one. You did your big one on this one.
I love it. Congratulations, Medino. I am going to be listening this weekend. It'll be on my list of things to make sure that I check out. Congratulations on the release. That's what's up. Yo, real quick. So stay up with us. You know what I mean? Make sure that you subscribe wherever you are hearing our voices. We would really appreciate that. Hit the notification bell if there is one. You can sign up for our newsletter as well. Become a Q Points Insider on the newsletter, where you get the opportunity to get some behind the scenes stuff and some extras that don't necessarily make it into the final show. And you can shop our store at store.qpoints.com. It helps to keep the lights on in Q Points land. As you can see, we have like Christmas time. It's Christmas lights happening.
Lots of lights. Lots of lights. Oh no, that's right. And you know what, J-Ray? I want to post a link to the Q Points website to that mix that I just recently dropped. If you have never heard me spin at Rocksteady, you have an opportunity to get into this holiday mix that I just dropped. It's a combination of chill, laid back music, sexy, romantic, but there's also some holiday cuts on there. If you'll hear some of the Brandy cuts, some of the Robert Glasper cuts, it's really dope. I dropped it, just to let you all hear part of what I do and just to put you in the holiday spirit. I'm going to be dropping, because it's a 4-hour long set, I think I'm going to drop one hour a week. So,
Okay.
Just to let people, get into it and check it out. It's called the DJ Sir Daniel Rocksteady Holiday Mix. It will be up on the website shortly as well. But J-Ray, what do I always say? In this life, you have a choice. You can either pick up the needle or you can let the record play. I am DJ Sir Daniel.
And my name is J-Ray, y'all.
And this has been Q Points Podcast, dropping the needle on Black music history. We'll see you on the next go round. Peace.
Peace.